You stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just remember. Just remember. Just remember. Just remember.
Oh, we have the wrong screen up. Good evening, and ladies, gentlemen. This is the Sim Racing Media Network. We are live here from beautiful Bristol, Tennessee for Bristol Motor Speedway. I am joined today with my broadcast partner, Daniel Paulus. Daniel, how are we doing today?
I'm doing pretty good, Angel. About you?
I'm not doing half bad myself. Excited for some action here in the last great Coliseum. Of course, one of our favorite tracks. I'd say, at least personally, one of my favorite tracks here. And honestly, the trucks, they are a ton of fun to watch here at Bristol, so I'm excited to see what we've got going on here for tonight. Let's go ahead and go over our race info for this evening. The James Wagner's Welding 150. Once again, thank you to James Wagner's Welding for stepping up here for the entire season for Roughneck Racing's second season here in the trucks. The ambient air temp at about 83 degrees, partly cloudy and a little windy, a little breezy here. So track temp's going to be at 84 degrees, so a little bit warmer than what these drivers have been used to over the last couple weeks with a nice cold, grippy tracks. Granted, it's night at Bristol. It will continue to cool down, so I think that will benefit them greatly, Daniel. But what can we expect? Do you think 84 is warm, or do you think they'll be just fine? I think it's still on the cooler side, I'd say.
I think they'll be a little fine. You know, the hotter the track, the more loose their trucks are going to get due to the grip level changing. But this is under a half a mile track. It's 36 degree banking in each turns in 1 and 2, 3, and 4. So we do see some tempers flare here at Bristol, but we expect that.
Absolutely, we expect that. Wouldn't it be Bristol if we don't have the tempers flaring and going crazy? So right now we're gonna just let these drivers finish up their qualifying. We have 150 laps around this half mile. The fastest half mile on asphalt or on concrete, I think is what they call it, whatever it is. But so much so, halfway through, I think just about everybody's halfway through the short 5-minute qualifying session, just about everybody's gone out there and put their qualifying lap in. So these drivers are antsy to get started. I will bring up as well. That's number 22 truck of Ryan Holmes. Apparently, it's the way that is a way to say it. Ryan reached out to me. Thank you for letting me know that I've been saying it wrong all these weeks. That it is Holmes and not Gomez. So I told him I'll try my best to get that right tonight. So hopefully saying it first makes me remember.
And don't forget, these truck drivers are going to be going up to 150 miles per hour here tonight. You don't want to make any mistakes here tonight, especially running into other drivers earlier on, because that will or could retaliate you if you were the leader at the end of this race tonight.
And that's the thing, and I think you mentioned it well with the tempers flaring. I mean, and retaliation. Not something that we've really necessarily seen in this league. Everybody's got such great respect for each other, but Bristol just brings the worst out in anybody. I think, better or worse, and I think that's rather indicative, and that will be indicative here tonight's race. So coming up to here. For the final minute of this, of course, each one of these roughneck racing races, each driver gets 3 total fast repairs. And then for tonight, they will have 5 total tire sets. So that actually puts them at about 30 laps a set. So there is some tire saving almost you really got to consider, because 30 laps on a set of tires here at Bristol in the trucks, that will eat away. By the end of those 30 laps, I would be begging for a new set of fresh fuel goods.
Don't use up your tire wear all at once. I'll just tell you that right now, because once that tire starts wearing away, you're going to be going towards the back easily here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Well, and you mentioned it just like that. Once it goes away, it goes away. And I think the biggest thing that sometimes that we forget, especially as drivers, is that when your handling starts to go away, it could start going away as early as 10, 12 laps into the run if you've pushed it too hard. And now suddenly you are hating the next 20 laps. So the first third of your run could change so much, and I think that's what makes Bristol as fun as it is. So we'll bring up the starting grid for tonight's race. Christopher Barker going to be on pole. Matthew Ace in second. Matthew Gall and Dalton Steele going to be in row number 2. Row 3 belongs to James Wagner, son for James Wagner's Welding. Actually, this top 5 is separated by less than a tenth. Oh, sorry, less than a tenth of a second. That's a very, very close top 5 there. And then Daniel Love outside of row 3. Row 4, Greg Jolly and Ty Trafford. Johnny Hurst and Richard Hartman going to make up row number 5.
Row number 6, we're going to have Chad Hawkins. Right beside him is Ryan Gomez. Right behind him is Thomas Sly and Tim Richardson. Starting 15th and 16th is Jeffrey Lefford and Stephen Shue. Starting 17th and 18th is Chris Ramsey and Don Nicholas. And rounding out the final position here at Bristol is Larry Fairman in that 99.
All right, we got all 19 drivers ready to go here to do battle at the last Great Coliseum. Let's see if we can find Chris here. Let's see. Chris, this is Angel and Daniel here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the short track means we get 2 laps for green, so we can finally bring in our pole sitter, Chris. How about it, putting it on pole?
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know, man. It's going to be...
Are the lights off in the pace truck?
I don't know, to be
They
honest.
almost look like it from here, but no,
Yeah, I don't see no, like the overhead lights are off for sure.
Right here, bro. I want to make sure we're not going to go green here and screw you up. No, so we should be just fine. So, Christy, you got 150 laps here. What you got to do to come home with a victory in this 46 Monster Juice Toyota tonight?
Conserve tires, don't crash, and get in and out of the pits efficiently.
I love that you said conserve tires. What do you feel like it's going to take to save tires here? Everybody loves running that outside. It's very quick, but is it going to chew up your tires as well?
To be honest, man, I've only ran the inside, so I'm not sure. Easy on the throttle is all I can say.
There you go, Chris. Well, we know you're getting into turn 3 here. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we get to talk to you at the end of this one as the winner from the pole.
All right, thanks.
All right, that was our pole sitter there, Chris Barker. Pace truck looking to hit pit lane here, getting ready to go green flag racing. And we are green here from Bristol Motor Speedway for the James Wagner's Welding 150 for the Roughneck Racing Series. Christopher Barker with a great start there, and the battle will be really from third on back, Daniel.
As you see the 45 of Dalton Steele battling there side by side with Daniel Love as they come out of turn 4.
Yeah, they're going to stay side by side. You're going to see side by side action for a good portion of these initial runs. That's what you absolutely love to see when you come to a place like Bristol Motor Speedway. We're just looking on here onto some of these drivers as they continue to try to maneuver their way through the field here. Oh, you see one truck already loose, and that's what our leader was mentioning, our pole sitter there, still leader, Chris Barker. Really easy on the throttle is what you want to do, and that's what most of these drivers seems like they're trying to do, at least be easy on it just for these first couple.
The 46 of Christopher Barker now pulling away there from second place of Matthew Ace. Matthew there got almost into the wall there coming out of turn 4. Keeps it clean though, but looks like top 3 are pulling away a little bit.
Yeah, he did a great job of that there. I want to think. I just kind of noticed here in chat, if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Rowdy joining us from YouTube tonight. Not here on track. He says rooting on Team Roughneck, including Ace, Dougie, Jeff, and Scott. Definitely missing you tonight, Jimmy, in that iconic Kevin Harvick paint scheme. I feel like this would have been a great track for you. And here it is. First caution of the evening here on lap number 7.
Caution comes out as we are on lap 8 out 150 tonight. We're going to have to take a look at this replay, see what brought out the caution here.
This is the 86 truck of Thomas Sly in that Black Rifle Coffee Company Chevy Silverado. Right up close there with Johnny Hurst. Is that a picture of Johnny with Bob Pockris in the back? And was there another truck already? Hold on, I'm sorry, that distracted me for a moment. We had, I think, one truck parked at the bottom. I think that was the 84 of Chad Hawkins, and the 86 lost it off the turn.
It looks like the 86 there, Thomas Sly, he just got very loose out of turn 4, and that rear end of the truck just came right around on him.
Yeah, something so easy to get done here at Bristol, which is why your pole sitter mentioned wanting to have to be a little bit just more gentle there on the gas, especially on cold tires. I recently joined again a truck league on Tuesday nights. I feel like I wasn't putting good enough out here. I needed to remember how these trucks drove to be able to properly. I've been doing so much next gen racing, so got myself into a truck league, and I have been reminded that cold tires with these trucks is absolutely awful. So these drivers did a really good job of minding that here to start this race.
So far, these drivers have been racing very clean here, only on lap 10. I do expect the excitement to get up there in these closing laps coming up later on in the race, but I see these drivers actually racing kind of clean tonight so far, and I expect them to race clean earlier on in this run.
Well, you know what happens is that sometimes, because all these drivers went the talk of the week has been, oh, we're worried about Bristol. We're worried about Bristol. When, I mean, they did Eldora and Watkins Glen pretty easily. So, but Bristol, they're worried about Bristol. And what happens is when everybody is that worried, everybody just ends up almost a collective, without even agreeing on it, but a collective, take a deep breath. Take it step by step, lap by lap, and I think that's what everybody's doing, and it just kind of naturally happens out of nowhere sometimes.
It does happen sometimes, and I also seen drivers get very nervous about Bristol, and I believe that's because when we're racing at Bristol, you can wreck out very easily. You can start tempers very easily, and that's what you try not want to do, because later on in the season, it could come back at you, or it can go a totally opposite way, depending on what the incident is. And Bristol is a hard track to tame. I will tell you that. Just because the tire wear fall off is very, very crucial here, and it's very tight racing between these drivers. And you don't want to try to slide into something.
Well, you're correct. I mean, and then when you look at it, Bristol, these are fast-paced races. Again, you're coming through here. Let's see what's these lap times. Yeah, 15, nothing more than a 16-second lap. Nobody hit a 60, or we're barely hitting 16-second lap times at the back of the field when people are taking it calm. So, I mean, these laps tick away quick. 2 laps after the restart, Daniel, we're 10% of the way through the race.
It goes very fast here at Bristol. Any short track, even Martinsville, it goes very fast. As you see the pace car coming off pit road, green flag back in the air with the 46 of Christopher Barker taking an early start here.
Yeah, doing a great job to get this restart. Here comes Matthew Ace on the outside of the 78, Matthew Gall. So, we mentioned Chris Barker said, man, I've spent only time on the bottom, but you see the momentum that the 96 had on the outside to easily clear and take second back. So, in a situation like Bristol, where, and especially with a league like this, where they don't get the lane choice as a leader, being on the outside in the second car is not as much of a disadvantage as you typically would have, because when you're restarting second where the leader does get lane choice, he chooses the outside, you're restarting on the inside, you're now dropping 3-4 spots sometimes. So, pretty nice to not have that issue, I would say, to be able to restart on the outside and clear yourself for second as long as you do it the right way off of 2.
As you see, the 71, Daniel 11 and 22 of Ryan Gomez there. They were battling earlier on in the lap before, as you see 22 ducking behind that 71 machine.
Actually, that would be the 22 of Ryan Holmes. We were just made aware of that a couple hours ago that I have been saying it wrong the entire time. So that'll be no problem, though. We got that figured out now. The 52, that's what I wanted to find. No, it wasn't the 52? No, not the 52. We got one truck sideways. That's Jeffrey Ledford.
One truck. Let's see. Probably got loose from out of the turn. Let's take a look at this replay here. Heading into the corner here.
Oh, yeah, coming off the turn. It looks like he even maybe reacted to the 58 and does a great job of saving it. Oh, this is where the actual caution comes out. Coming off of the apron on that transition. That's just minor damage. Just a little bit of a kiss. He won't even need to come down pit lane to get that fixed.
Yeah, no reason to come down pit lane. Not a lot of damage on that machine. But I seen this happening actually during the racing laps, too. You see drivers on that inside line, and when they hit that apron, it disrupts that truck so much that that truck just goes spinning out of nowhere. So you want to try not to race on the apron here.
No, I think it's just a picture of him and somebody. It almost looked like Bob Pockers in the back. Honestly, I was like, that's quite the interesting picture to have on the back there. All right, let's see. Who do you want to bother here, Daniel? Who do you want to bring into chat here?
Let's see. Let's bring in the 46 of Christopher Barker.
Well, we just brought him in for the pole position, so let's
go with. You want to go with Dalton Steele?
Let's go Dalton Steele. We actually haven't spoken with him in a little while. Let's go find him on track. All right. Dalton, this is Angel and Daniel here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, you're in a little bit of a different paint scheme here tonight. Anything different about this one?
No, I just linked it up with a couple buddies, and I ended up running it just to show it off a little bit.
It does look pretty nice there right now. Dalton, right now we are at Bristol. You're currently in the 4th position. Is this one of those tracks that fits the wheelhouse of Dalton Steele, or is this one of those that you're looking to just try to get through here to the end of it?
I love short tracks. I haven't really had much time to practice this week. I've been working some long hours. I just hopped in, threw a couple of things together, I got like 10 laps of practice and then stuck her. And I'm just going to have to be progressive and learn throughout the race as it goes, and hopefully I'll be up there at the end.
Well, I'd say qualifying in 4th certainly puts you in a pretty good scenario for that. Daniel, what do you got here for Dalton before we let him get back to planning how he plans to come home with the victory here?
All right, Dalton, so far so good early on in this race. You're in the top 5. You're in 4th place currently. How is your truck handling right now? Do you feel any difference in the tire wear?
It feels pretty good right now. I'm not really pushing the truck too much, probably about 70%. Letting them guys kind of get ahead of me. I'm hoping they burn their stuff up and get a green flag run, then we're able to run them down. This track's all about saving tires. It's really on corner entry, and just how much gas you give it coming off, you can really save the right rear.
Smart idea there, Dalton. And I want to say good luck here as we're going to get this restart underway.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was Dalton Steele there in that number 45 Toyota Tundra. I think we've got a chance to speak with most of our manufacturers here tonight. You see up from the spotter stand, the Iracing.com pace truck hits pit lane, and we're green flag racing here from Bristol. Chris Barker with a great restart. We'll stay just like this for just a few moments. Let's see how all these drivers get through these first couple of corners here. Now completing lap 24 of 150.
As you see the top 3, all single file there. You see the 45 of Dalton Steele there battling with the 30 of James Wagoner there.
Yeah, so the 45, Dalton Steele, he was restarting in the 4th position, so he had that outside. The 30 of James Wagoner hadn't restarted on the inside in 5th. He's still fighting hard, but that outside is where you really want to be for that to carry that momentum. But, oh, there goes James Wagoner in the 30. Did he save it? Wow, what a save. James Wagoner. Unbelievable.
No caution comes out here. We're going to stay green here on lap 27 out of 150. That outside lane that you were mentioning, Angel, is it's a very good lane to choose, because when you're on the outside, you don't have to brake as much as the inside line, because you're going to get a good corner exit there. Compared to the inside line where that driver is, they're not going to get such a good run because they have to brake, so then you guys don't spin each other out, unfortunately.
Oh, the 78! Oh. He was your 3rd place car. He is destroyed. Oh my goodness!
Matthew Gall.
Oh, he must have just lost it off the turn. I mean, he had been running that outside too. He'd been threading the needle up there. That he may have just lost it, and nothing you can do about it there. Wow, that front end is destroyed on that truck, and it looks like he's actually going to have to tow here. That's going to really cost him. Oh, he's already loose going into the turn.
He saves it here. Going down the back straightaway. In the turn 3, there's the 45 of Dalton Steele. Oh, just gets loose.
Yeah, he was loose. The 00 just completely annihilated him from behind. That is Steven Chu. Yeah, you saw him lose going into that previous corner right there. I almost thought that was where he lost it, but then he was loose again going into the turn. So I know it's lap 30. We've had probably 15 laps of green flag, maybe 20 laps of green flag racing. So I think with this mount, tires have already gotten some used to them, where if he's been running the outside the whole time, that right rear could starting to get a little hot, getting used up, and it really does not like that entry at that point, where you got to start to roll the brake bias a little bit more forward to really keep that car or the truck a little bit better settled when trying to hit the brakes. Because if you got too much to the rear, which I mean is what you want here at Bristol, that's where you can really where it just loses itself right there.
Lap 31 out 150 here, under caution once again from Bristol Motor Speedway. Your leader, Christopher Barker, Second place is the other Barker boy, is Matthew Barker. And third place is Dalton Steele. So he cracked the top 3 so far. But Christopher Barker is still out front.
Yeah, he's led all 31 laps so far in that number 46 Toyota. But let's not, right before that caution came out, that 96 was closing in there on the 46, and he was starting to make some headway. So I'm interested to see, can he do anything with it? I mean, clean air is still going to be just so essential. That would be why, part of the reason why Barker is the only, Chris Barker being the only driver with a sub 15-second time right now. So it looks like these drivers might be going side by side again. Yep, lights are off on the pace truck. We're getting ready to go green flag racing again. We'll have completed lap 33 when we go green here, which means 117 from there.
As you see the field doubling up here on the back straightaway, pace truck lights are off. We are going to resume racing here on lap 34 out of 150. It's going pretty quick here, Angel.
Oh, looks like we have somebody who just said that their iRacing shut down on them. Green flag racing here. I'm wondering if that was for Thomas Salai, as he's the only driver currently out of the race. If so, Thomas, very unfortunate to hear. Hopefully you can get that figured out here. Sometimes if it won't let you update, you might just need to just completely delete the file and then re-download iRacing. Sometimes it's the simplest fix. Happens a lot with Trading Paint, so I hope it does work for you there. Ryan Holmes there and Johnny Hurst. It was the 45 with Dalton Steele and Johnny Hurst right there having a spirited battle for third, but Dalton Steele will take it, and Johnny Hurst, say, falls to fourth, but currently up 5 spots from his starting position back there in ninth.
Top 10 single file right now. You see other driver. You see every driver in the top 10 there trying to move around, use different lanes. And Angel, can you give us a description of why they might be doing that?
As you say that, somebody crashed. I think that was Ty Trafford in that 82, but looks like he's just fine. I heard it. Sorry. So I need you to go over that question one more time. I was just listening to what sounded like a truck hitting the wall, and then it looked like the 82 was in a wreck.
Yeah, so other drivers are using different lanes. Do you want to tell us why they're using different lanes for these viewers?
Without doubt. I mean, we mentioned it earlier and how you have the dirty air and can really affect how these trucks drive. So, for one, you're going to have to pass somebody. You're going to have to go around them. You can't just up and move them, unfortunately. It's not so simple as it is in real life. We have a caution right here. Is it for the 99 of Larry Fairman? I think so, that number 99 truck. He's got a new paint scheme tonight. Good looking paint scheme there. Oh, contact with the 16 and the 99. Yeah, that's just a little bit too close, I'd say, on the 16 of Don Nichols, and got into the back of Larry Fairman. Nice save there for the 99, but looks like that will bring out our next caution here for the evening, as we will be close to being a third of the way through this race before, by the time we go green flag racing. And it looks like our first takers from pit lane, Christopher Barker, Matthew Ace, and, of course, Larry Fairman. So only your first 2 drivers decided to pit, but everybody else staying out. That's kind of interesting there, Daniel.
It's really not that surprising to me to see Christopher Barker and the second-place driver pit. And I believe they're doing this now. They're going to get their pit stops done now. So then when another caution comes out, the other drivers come in, they pit. Well, they're going to gain all the track position once again and start up front on the next restart if another caution comes out.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm going to be. I'm wondering here is you see a couple more drivers, Chad Hawkins and Chris Ramsey, come down, so that'll help for Matthew Ace and Chris Barker. they'll be restarting 11th and 12th possibly, respectively, so not too far back. And I think with the wear on these tires overall, they should be able to make it through the field. But the question is, can you make it through the field without causing yourself damage or, unfortunately, getting caught up in somebody else's mistake?
That you're not going to know due to the fact, they're starting on fresher tires than the rest of the field. So they're going to make tremendous ground here if they decide to, use full throttle on their tires. They're going to be up in the front in no time. But these other drivers on the old tires, they're probably going to have the advantage right now just due to the fact I know Christopher Barker's probably not going to use full throttle right away. He's probably going to try to save those tires so when that caution does come out, once again, he can go to the front. But that's what I believe they are doing.
Well, I mean, on top of that, it's also just the overall idea of, these guys will have to pit, of course, at one point. Fuel-wise, they should be all right. I think 75% fuel. Lights are off on the pace truck, so we're getting ready to go green flag racing. Be lap 45 when we do, so 105 laps to go. 106 laps to go from that point. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting because you also really don't want to be involved in something. And it looks like actually Matthew Ace beat out Chris Barker from pit lane. So a couple drivers in between. Not sure they came in, maybe took right sides or did something minimal, but nonetheless. Get back up to the front, getting ready to go green flag racing again. There it is, Dalton Steele. He is up and away. That first place, it gets a great launch, but the battle from there goes to second between Johnny Hurst and Ryan Holmes. Johnny will clear for second. They try to get single file, but some of these drivers behind, they're going to be side by side, like it or not. As you see, the 3 truck of Greg Jolly, Tim Richardson, we have Jeffrey Ledford, and James Wagoner making his way back up to the field as well.
Remember what Dalton Steele said in his interview earlier on. He's not going to use his tires all the way. He's going to let the guys in front of him try to burn as much rubber as possible. So when it's time for him, he can go right to the front and try to pull away from this field.
Well, I'd say pulling away is exactly what he's doing, especially if these drivers behind continue to stay side by side. You see the 71. Daniel Love and the 30 of James Wagoner. That's a hard fought battle right now for the 4th position. Looks like James is able to clear him. Does a 71 use a crossover? Not going to have the momentum enough to do so. Next battle right here, Tim Richardson, the 2 and the 3. They were side by side for just a moment. Looks like the 3 will clear. So that's the thing. If you're starting on the outside is nice for the momentum, but at the same time, do you have the comfortability to get back into throttle where and when you need to without losing it possibly? Here comes Matthew Ace on the inside of the 2 truck, so he's making his way through here. Now on lap number 50, he's all the way up to 7th. Chris Barker now up to the 10th position. So Chris Barker doesn't look like he's in much of a rush at all. I think it's exactly how you said it, Daniel. He's going to take his time and not use up his tires.
That's what I expected from Christopher Barker because he has been here a lot before. And that's what has exactly worked for him in the past. So it doesn't surprise me that he's only in the 10th position right now, but I think it's all part of the plan later on in this race. As you see the other drivers still battling, trying to chase down Dalton Steele there in the 45 machine.
Yeah, right now you
see... That gap is closing now.
Yeah, it is ever so slightly. That last time around, about half a tenth quicker there for the 58 truck of Johnny Hurst. So now the question is for the 45, is tires coming back to him? Oh, and we got a caution.
Caution on lap 54 here from Bristol Motor Speedway. I believe that is the 00 of Steven Shu. Let's take a look at this replay here.
Is it low? Oh, he's loose into the corner a little bit. It looks...
Oh, he's loose there.
Oh, yeah, he's loose right there. Oh, well, and he's just, like, trying not to get into the 84. Oh, the 13, nowhere to go. The 99, Larry Fairman, comes sliding across. But guess what? Does a great job to avoid everything. Ooh, the pace truck almost killed him, that's for sure.
The 00 there got loose. We saw him getting loose in the turn before. And I think once that truck started coming around on him, he thought he could correct it, but obviously it looked like he overcorrected it, ended him into the wall here, so he's going to have to go to pit road and get that damage fixed. Here on lap 55 out of 150, I believe, if I'm looking at this right, it says Matthew Ace is the leader.
Yeah, so everybody came down pit road that last time around, except for, of course, Matthew Ace and Christopher Barker. So they will cycle back out to first and second. Honestly, it works out great for them. They didn't really put a ton of laps on their tires, to be honest with you. I don't really think they're at that big of a disadvantage, to be honest.
Remember earlier when I said that if a caution comes out, they would get track position?
Yeah, and that much exactly they did. So it really worked out well for Matthew Ace and Christopher Barker. I think they'll probably... Matthew Ace almost didn't want that because Barker was kind of further back. He had a little bit of distance put between the two of them, and now it puts him right back on his back bumper again.
For sure. We're already on lap 56, going on lap 57 here out of 150. I'm going to start probably thinking these drivers know that time is starting to run out. But do we expect some of these drivers to get more aggressive now?
Maybe not quite just yet, but you are right. I mean, you're going to start seeing the ANSI pick up here over, I'd say, the next 40 to 50 laps. You know, the next 20 to 30 might be a little bit more calm. But I think once we get past that threshold where we get within 50 to 60 laps to go, we're already in the, 2/3 of the way through the race. Yeah, these drivers are going to start getting a little bit more antsy. We're going to start seeing that intensity pick up as well. Oh, it's Jeff Scott. He's the one that wasn't able to make the race tonight. Jeff, very sorry that you weren't able to make it all. Definitely hoping that you will be back for next week. Looks like the lights are off on the Iracing.com pace truck. We should be getting ready to go. Green flag racing will be lap number 59, leaving us. Let's see if I could do math somewhat decently correctly. With 142 laps to go at that point. And of course, again, as always, thank you to everybody joining us here in our YouTube chat tonight. Pace truck is down. Matthew Ace, he's the man on point. He's finally going to be able to restart from the inside, from the lead, as he's been on the outside of Chris Barker this entire time. That allows him to get the lead. Chris will stay close. Will we have a battle for first? We'll have to keep up on that. But the moment right now is a battle for third, fourth. I don't know, but here comes Barker. He's loose there for Chris. He's going to keep it together. And I was going to come up for Barker up top at the screen for everybody. But yes, Matthew Ace is Matthew Barker in that number 96 truck. Fighting hard right now to try to keep Chris Barker behind him, and then Dalton Steele about 1 second behind them. So it almost seems like the fact that these guys were out for a couple laps allowed them to put the heat into the tires and gave them a little bit of advantage on these guys with cold tires. As you see, the 71, the 30, and the 58 might have been almost sideways there as well.
These drivers are battling very hard here. As you see the 71 there of Daniel Love and the 58 of Johnny Hurst side by side coming down the front straightaway and entering turn 1 here. Still going to be battling going on in the back straightaway.
Yeah, they are fighting hard. I am loving to see that. And again, as we talked about, the respect amongst these drivers to do what they can. Whoa, the 71's loose. They're off of 4. You're going to gather himself, get right back here in the line in the 5th position and try to keep James Wagner behind. We saw those two battling quite a bit earlier in this race action. Here comes James Wagner to his inside. He'll put the pass on him pretty quickly to 3 and 4. Not sure the 71 expected it. I know I didn't, that's for sure.
I didn't expect the 71 to lose 2 positions, but unfortunately he did get loose there, which did allow the 30 of James Wagner to get there. But now James Wagner also looks like he got loose and hit the wall on the front straightaway. Now they're going to be battling side by side with the 71 of Daniel Love on the outside.
Oh, and here we go. We got our next caution of the evening. Greg Jolly and Chris Ramsey looked like they were drivers partially involved in this one. Let's try to get an idea for the number 13 truck here. He's got the 84 of Chad Hawkins behind him. Taking his Jack Daniels, I think very well fitting. Oh, there it is, just too loose into the corner. Does a great job of saving it, but unfortunately, that's an Iracing caution no matter what you do. So while these drivers get themselves settled in here for this caution break, should be pretty minimal for a lot of them. Shouldn't have too much action on pit road either. So we're going to give ourselves just a moment. We're going to go ahead and hit our first commercial break of the evening. We got to pay the bills here, Daniel, before John sends me a message and tells me I'm in trouble. So we'll be right back, everybody. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Hold on, I gotta get myself readjusted. There we go. Daniel, a little interesting. Went to commercial break. Matthew Ace actually came down pit lane there.
Might have made a different setup adjustment there, or decided to get another set of tires on due to the fact that it could be done for the tires that he had on. So that's going to allow the 46 of Christopher Barker now back in the lead here at Bristol on lap 70. Right behind him is 45 Dalton Steele. He's been very strong here in the top 5. Hasn't really left the top 5 that much here tonight. And I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up being a winner here tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dalton Steele, a multiple-time winner here in the Roughneck Racing Series. If he's not already at 6 wins, maybe 7, he might be at that point. He had a great season last year, had a stretch where he had 3 in a row. He wasn't able to complete the entire season, so he wasn't in contention for the championship at the end. I do believe he actually won the final race as well. So, the 45, he said this year he hopes that he can make most, if not the entire schedule. He wants to compete for a championship. Right now, running top 2 is certainly going to help here at Bristol. But right now, the man on the point is Chris Barker. They get to the Geico restart zone, up to the gears here at Bristol. We're green flag racing again from lap 72.
That 46 Christopher Barker there again, a nice jump start there on that restart. But right behind him is the 45 of Dalton Steele. But Johnny Hurst is putting the pressure.
Oh no, they're wrecking here. They are wrecking here on the restart here. Hold on, we got what could be the big one. I've got multiple trucks pulling up here. Let's see here, just pulling up the 52. Oh, there we go. Sorry, everybody, we just kind of missed it for just a. Oh. So the 16, he's up top, clips the wall. The 52 is coming down. There's probably some net code involved in it. Oh, the 3 just, and the 99 just came flying through. Wow. That was a quick one. That gave Matthew Ace an opportunity to gain a couple of spots. He's already back up to 9th. At the moment, looks like only your top 10 is currently still on the lead lap with the incidents that have occurred here since the start of this one. We're halfway through the race, but looks like currently only the top 10 are on the lead lap. Maybe 11th. I think Hartman might have gotten his lead or his lap back, or somebody might have there. Oh no, Hartman's there on the apron. So yes, it will be top 10 drivers. Let's see. We haven't really spoken to anybody in a moment. Let's see if we can find let's see. Don Nichols in that number 16. He's a newer face here. We haven't had a Don, this is Angel and Daniel here in the SRM broadcast booth. You got us?
Hey, good evening. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing pretty good here, Don. You a newcomer, feels like, here to the series? Not sure if...
yes, sir. This is my first official race with the Roughneck.
Oh, fantastic. How are you enjoying yourself so far here tonight?
Till I got turned into a sandwich, I was doing great.
Yeah. Short track racing, I think.
Yeah, that's what it is.
There's a reason I think Martinsville gives hot dogs to everybody. It's just it's part of the experience.
Exactly. I'd like chili with mine, please.
Alrighty. Well, you know what? We just got a new chili spot here in Orlando, so we'll add to it. Don, tell us how the race itself is going. How are these trucks handling? How are the tires going? Has it been what you expected? Is it something almost entirely different, which we know has happened sometimes?
To be honest, I'm a little off the pace, trying to save those tires, but other than that, it's handling beautifully. Couldn't ask for better, really.
Well, we like to hear that. We have now one half of the race over. Daniel, what do you got here for Don before we let him go and try to climb his way back up here through the field?
Yeah, Don. So have you how did you find out about this?
To be honest, I'm a buddy of Paul, the race admin.
Okay.
Hey, that's all it takes.
We follow each other on Twitch, and yeah.
Hey, well, Don, this is a great group of drivers to join. Be sure to check us out on the broadcast, Sim Racing Media. You can always check it out on our YouTube channel.
I'm watching you right now.
There you go.
My name
Perfect.
on YouTube is two-stepping, so you might have seen me in chat.
There it is. That was a newcomer there. Well, we thank you. We'll let you go back so you can go green flag racing again, and good luck here tonight.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Oh, Don, we messed you up. What chat were you in?
That's okay. Down with Matt and Jeff and Tim.
There we go. We'll get you over there. All right, everybody. I hope we didn't mess them up too much. Oh, they're wrecking here. Oh, okay. So that was Jeffrey Ledford in that 01 truck. Sorry about that, everybody. We want to give everybody an opportunity to get. We see a new driver. We're happy to bring him on to give a quick interview. So let's see exactly what happened to the 01 truck. Looks like a Stuart Haas Racing. Oh, he just came up in front of the 2. He was clear for a moment, and then he wasn't. Oh, and then the 99, nowhere to go. Just drives right through him there. All right. It is now lap number 80. We'll have, of course, 71 laps to go at the moment. I assume probably somewhere in the range of 68, 69 to go once we get back green flag racing. The 3 truck of Greg Jolly is going to go ahead and get his lap back. He'll be the lucky dog. That will put 11 trucks back on the lead lap here for this race. We'll put Don Nichols, who we just finished speaking with, in the lucky dog position. He'll have to duke it out there with Richard Hartman. Larry Fairman looks like, unfortunately, his night is over. He has pulled it onto the hauler. This looks like Bristol has unfortunately taken another victim here, Daniel.
You see a lot of drivers exit here early from Bristol, and that's due to the fact they just can't keep up with the racing that happens here, or it's a mechanical issue, or they just don't have the time, unfortunately. But we are on lap 81 here out 150. We're getting closer past getting closer to halfway here. What are our expectations?
Yeah, and so that's the thing for a lot of these drivers. I mean, it's gonna be like Matthew Ace. You know, he having had pit some laps ago. He's made his way back up to 8th here, and we'll have to see, can he make his way through the field still. He's got fresher tires than everybody, and fresher tires where we did have some green flag racing, so it can be beneficial to him. But he's got to let some of these cautions maybe play out before he can get there.
As you see the field making its way off of turn number 2, going into turn 3. Still under caution here with Christopher Barker in that 46 Toyota Tundra, still leading this field here with the 45 of Dalton Steele right behind him. And rounding off the top 3 is Johnny Hurst. This top 3 are all Toyotas. Everybody behind them, all the way down to 16th, is either a Chevy or a Ford. So, could the Toyotas get an all top 3 night?
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. And you see these drivers lined up side by side, eager to go green flag racing. Once again, it is going to be lap 84. Once we go green flag racing, looks like they're going through, just coming off of turn 2 to the back stretch. That will give us 67 laps to go before we go green. Or, yes, sorry, 67 laps to go when we go green here, Daniel. I'll get it figured out.
As the pace truck makes its way on to pit road. Here we go. Green flag back in the air with the 46 of Christopher Barker on the inside. There's the 45 of Dalton Steele there in second place, trying to track down that 46. But that 46 gets a great restart here, heading into turn number 4.
They are making their way through, doing the best they can just to try and make it through the end. As you see the drivers and just trying to make some passes. Almost want to jump to somewhere else here in the field, but this 45 truck, he is all over the bumper of your pole sitter. He is loose. The pole sitter is going to throw a slight block, almost going into turn 1.
45 there again, a little more aggressive, putting pressure on 46 of Christopher Barker. That 46 knows if he can hold the lead here for the next 10 laps, he can probably start not worrying about him due to the tire wear falling off, but that 45 is still on his bumper trying to get around the 46.
Yeah, he's got about 14 laps of fresher tires, probably give or take 8 to 10 would be green flag or not, but hey, that enough can be the difference. Good thing for Barker is he's had a lot of upfront time as well to really be able to get some clean air to the nose of his Toyota Tundra. But right now, Matthew Ace in that number 96 Ford F-150, he's made his way back up to the 6th position, and he's really trying to make his way through. He's now, you see James Wagoner and the 71 truck battling in front of him. He wants those guys to get it figured out because single file is where he's going to make his way through.
Side by side, still battling for that 5th position there, as you see. James Wagoner there, get a little loose there on the inside, but he's going to still be side by side for that 71, but that's going to allow the truck behind him to start gaining on him.
Yeah, we're now down to 60 laps to go. Johnny Hurst, he's going to be a little bit tight there off the turn. Wide. Yeah, they were ready to go 3 wide, and the 71 said, no, I'm good. That's not what I was trying to do. I'm sorry. And you have those moments, too, where you accidentally end up 3 wide, and you just immediately mic up like, nope, I'm not trying to do this, guys. I'm sorry. Wow, that's close right there with the 58 and 71. Great side-by-side action and the respect amongst those two drivers. Oh, we have a caution here. All right, let's see what happened. Quite possibly a 13 truck of Chris Ramsey. One of currently now the last truck on the lead lap there, that 11th position.
There's the 01 truck there right behind him. Let's see what happens here. Oh, side by side.
Oh, he just
hit the side wall. Clips the 01. Gets tagged by other truck coming right behind him.
It looks like he just got into the marbles up top, and then once you get up there, you can tell even from our view, it just looks dirtier up there compared to where the rubber has been laid down completely. And once you get up there, man, it is like driving on ice. You are just slipping and sliding, and it's a miracle it wasn't worse, but yeah, that makes sense. Richard Hartman That number 52 truck, he's getting his lead lap back. Or sorry, getting back on the lead lap, getting a lap back. And that'll put now 12 trucks back on the lead lap here. There it is. Some guys, nope, they decided not to. A little cat and mouse there, I'd say. Now it's these drivers. We are lap 95. We're going to go here through the field. We haven't had an opportunity to go through the field during the race itself, so we're going to go ahead and take advantage here while we are under our caution break. So Christopher Barker, your pole sitter, currently still your leader. Dalton Steele, he started in third. He's now up here. Fourth, up to second from Cooksville, Ohio. Johnny Hurston at number 58 from Corbin, Kentucky, in his 58 Toyota Tundra. As you previously mentioned, the 3 Toyota Tundras up front. James Wagner from North Wilkesboro. Of course, that is where North Wilkesboro. Oh my goodness, sorry. Where James Wagner's Welding is out of. We'll go ahead and go over for everybody. Of course, James Wagner's Welding, a locally owned, of course, business. They are right there out of North Wilkesboro, being family owned. They do specialize in custom built truck beds. They offer framework of all types, if I'm not mistaken, and yeah, I mean, a big shout out with to them for stepping up here for the season for Roughneck, and really allowing us to be here in the Rockhouse booth to bring this to you guys. So then Daniel Love in rounding out your top 5. Matthew Ace here up to 6 from Roaring River, North Carolina. Ryan Holmes from Arcata, I don't know where that is. Tim Richardson from North Wilkesboro as well. Greg Jolly in that number 3 from Loudon, Tennessee. Jeffrey Ledford as well from North Wilkesboro. Chris Ramsey. Richard Hartman from Tioga, Texas. And then Don Nichols in that number 16 truck. I'll let you take this one away, Daniel. We're getting ready to go green flag racing.
Here we go, green flag back in the air here on lap 98, 150.46 of Christopher Barker there taking the lead once again, but here comes the 45, Dalton Steele. Here he comes on the inside. He's going to try to make a pass here in turns number 3 and 4, but he's going to settle in for second, and now he's under fire from third spot of Johnny Hurst.
Yeah, he was fully prepared to go send it in there for the lead, and it looks like we have another. Was this another caution?
It is another.
Yes, it is. Okay, I just wanted to verify. I wasn't sure if my live timing was a little screwy or not. Oh, this might have been a pretty big incident here. Greg Jolly. This was on lap number 99. Oh, the 22 did not clear in front of the 2. That takes out 3, the 01, the 70. Oh, no, we find the 16 got minor damage. The 13 some damage as well, but they should be all right. I wouldn't expect anything too bad there. Yeah, it looks like the 22 just was not clear on the 2 of Tim Richardson. Well, we have 50 to go here, so with that said, you're going to see the, looks like the 84 truck of Chad Hawkins. He'll get one of his laps back. Don, being involved in that incident, does not get the lucky dog as per iRacing rules, so Hawkins will be happy to be now only 1 lap down. He's been having issues since the start of this race, but he has stuck it out and now gained multiple spots in the process. Daniel, we got 50 laps to go. What are we looking like here for the final 50?
Looking forward to the drivers getting more anxious to get up to the front. Probably going to see a little more yellows, possibly. Really don't want to. I want to see some green flag racing, but unfortunately I don't think that's going to happen tonight. But Christopher Barker there is holding off all these drivers. So far, so good. But I do expect some more drivers to be a little more anxious.
Well, we have such great. We've had such good racing, honestly. And yes, at times great where these drivers have been almost 3 wide when we have. So that's what we talk about. It's not. We're not just sitting here complaining for cautions or cautions. The green flag racing we've had has been entertaining. We just want more of it. We're addicts, Daniel. That's all it is.
Yep.
As I hope as all of our viewers are as well. Of course, again, thank you for joining us. If you have not already, be sure to like, share, subscribe, whatever you got to do to get those bell notifications running here for the Sim Racing Media Network on your YouTube channel. We've got racing going on most days of the week. We have plenty that goes on. I love Wednesdays because we have double, triple headers on Wednesdays. Typically, we get this early window with the Roughneck Racing Series. Once this finishes up, we have, do believe, SCL here in up next. So we got a lot of opportunities to watch some great racing all week long. So once again, thank you everybody for joining. Make sure that you share this with your friends, your family. Want to give another big shout out to James Wagner's Welding. If you're in chat, be sure to give a shout out to them. If it wasn't for them, we would not be able to bring this to you guys tonight. So, yes, big shout out to them. As lights are off, Daniel, we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. It'll be 46 laps to go for that number 46 truck up front.
Going on lap 105 here on the restart. 46 of Christopher Barker and the 45 of Dalton Steele on front row. Green flag in the air from Bristol.
Now the question is, does Dalton Steele have anything for him? Does Matthew Ace, is he going to be able to make his way? He's kind of almost gotten stalled out there in that 6th position. So I wonder if maybe it's the dirty air, or have the tires simply just... the 58 and the 71, massive issue. The 71 tried getting to his outside, to his right rear quarter panel. And I don't know if the 58, it just... tracked up the track there where it looks like he just got really tight. I'm not sure if there was net code involved, but wow, that's a big incident. So we'll be off this turn. We'll slow it down as they go through 1 and 2. Right here, you see the 71 wants to get to his outside. Oh, so that's going to be net code, because as soon as the 71 gets there, you see it already hooks the 58. And at that point, there's nothing either one of those two trucks can do. So I don't know if maybe the 71 just assumed that the 58 would go to the bottom there, if he really was just trying to get to his outside. But all right, that'll be that incident. And Dalton Steele, he's coming down pit lane. He's bringing Matthew Ace with him. I have to say, maybe that's exactly the case for Matthew. Just did not like what the tires had left for him. I mean, and it's fine, because for him, he's still got 2 more sets of tires here over the last, what's going to be 40 laps. It's about 20 laps a set. I don't have any problem at all with him putting on a set of tires now. What do you think about Ace, Dalton Steele, Richard Hartman? Your only 3 lead lap trucks to come down and maybe put some tires on.
Coming down pit road, probably going to get those final set of tires on here for the night at Bristol. And I do believe that wreck was caused sliding up the track, and that is due to your tire wear not having the grip that you need to run that inside line perfectly. And once again, when that tire wear runs low, you just start sliding up the track. That's how I'm going to put it. You're just going to start sliding up the track, hitting other drivers. So I think that was the main cause of that race incident. Here on lap 109, we are under caution here. We are getting ready for another green flag attempt here shortly.
Yep, we'll be at least, we might be right at 40 laps to go, depending on how they get lined up here. So Dalton Steele, the first of your drivers, having come down pit lane, will restart there from the 8th. Yes. Now, but when you actually look back, Jeffrey Ledford, Chris Ramsey, they pit on lap 94. So less than 15 laps ago, we've had quite a few cautions since. Tim Richardson, Greg Jolly, they had also pit on lap 100 along with Ryan Holmes. So Aside from your first two who haven't pit since lap 40 and 54 respectively, everybody's been down pit lane pretty recently. That almost leads me to wonder, is that going to put the 46 and the 30 in a position they don't want to be in right now? But regardless, the drivers are lined up side by side once again, ready to go green flag racing. We have 40 laps to go now, so it will be 39 to go once these drivers get up and going. And it looks like the 58 of Johnny Hurst with the extensive damage, he will be done for the evening as he's just trying to tow and get as much of that damage repaired as possible before the end of this one.
It's better than nothing. That's what I always say.
That much is true. He's at least been out in front of a couple of these drivers. Looks like he might be making his way back out. iRacing.com pace truck hitting pit lane. Green flag racing, 39 laps to go here for the James Wagner's Welding 150. James Wagner's going to go ahead and fall here in the second. Question is going to be those fresher tires behind. Is it going to be enough? And are they going to have enough time to get up there and pass who has been, without a doubt, lights out the fastest driver today in Christopher Barker?
I don't know. Are they going to have enough time? That is the question here tonight at Bristol. Laps winding down here very quickly. It only takes 15 seconds to go around the lap as we are now back under caution going on lap 114.
All right, let's see what happened here. Oh no, Matthew Ace, he had been keeping it clean all race long, and this is an unfortunate incident for him. Let's see what happened here for the number 96 truck, your outside pole sitter.
Take a look in on this replay here. Let's take a look.
Oh, that's going to be net code as well. That looked like it was some pretty decent net code.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that. I do believe that was net code. Let's take a closer look at this replay here.
Let's see. No,
in slow motion.
Let me do the rear view. Let's see how that one looks. We'll jump to the 3. Looks like some of these drivers making their way down pit lane now. Oh my goodness, look at the space in this. That is unreal. It has been at least a foot.
That is at least 12 inches.
And we've seen a lot of this tonight. I mean, so much netcode has been an issue. So, I mean, for the drivers, if you're out here still watching, I know you've had a lot. It seems like it's been a lot of issues, but genuinely, a lot of the wrecks tonight, I'd say almost half have been due to netcode really just making it way worse than it needed to be. I mean, look at that, the 58 of Johnny Hurst. Those situations would have never happened had the netcode not been an issue. So it's unfortunate, but hey, that is also simply part of an online system. There's only so much that you possibly can do.
There is only so much you can do. Unfortunately, this stuff does happen here at Bristol and across every track, no matter what. It just happens. It's unfortunate for these drivers, though. But you see that 2 truck there of Tim Richardson in the lead right now.
Yep, yeah, you're right. Tim Richardson, he has talked about the bad luck he has had nonstop all season long. I know he is just ecstatic to be out front right now leading some laps. Christopher Barker, James Wagner, and Jeffrey Ledford actually followed them in. So they all decided to finally come down. Now, that was 74 laps since that number 46 truck had last pit. And again, a lot of them being caution laps, so he really felt like he was okay. The question is, restarting from 8th, I know we've had cautions, but we saw where Matthew Ace struggled a little bit to try to get up there. Now he's no longer even on the lead lap, where are you in a bad spot back there where you could get involved in some incidents and maybe never find your way back up to the front?
Unfortunately, I do see drivers have that problem, but it's also depending on how your truck is handling and the tire wear.
We'll have to see how some of these drivers are handling that. We shouldn't have too many issues here to the end of the race. We're going through the backstretch now, and we'll be getting ready for some green flag racing in just a moment, as we will should have 32 laps to go, I believe, when we go green. And here we are, green flag racing here again from Bristol Motor Speedway, as Tim Richardson going to get a pretty good restart, but I think Ryan Holmes had the best restart from the outside we have seen all day long, as he is now side by side with Dalton Steele for second. Chris Ramsey, he's made his way back up here to the front as well after the incidents he's had tonight, so I know he's happy. Same here with Richard Hartman, so shout out to those guys to really have made their way through the field. 31 laps to go now. Tim Richardson with a nice 0.4 of a second lead over Dalton Steele. Dalton made his way past Ryan Holmes, and now he's got his sights set on Tim there in the front. Fresher tires for Dalton. We'll see what he's able to do as he is coming. He is a man on a mission right now. He wants to try to get up front and get away from Chris Barker as quickly as he can. And with those fresher tires, he should be able to complete this pass on Tim Richardson. And Ryan Holmes as well, going to try to use that 45 truck to his advantage. The 2 was slowing up a little bit there. He'll make that pass for second. But right now, it's Dalton Steele to first. Chris Ramsey here in fourth. Barker has now almost cleared Hartman for fifth. Yes, he is. Now he's got 2.6 seconds. Oh, the 3 truck is sideways behind him. Greg Jolly, does he save it? He's down at the bottom. It's a single truck. He might be just all right there. We now have 27 to make that 26 laps to go. Wow, the 45 almost tagged the wall coming off of that turn, but he is trying to make it happen. That last time around, it was still Dalton Steele quicker, but again, Barker's going to be in some traffic, and soon enough, the 46 will have to deal with some, the 45 will have to deal with some lap traffic. 25 to go here. I think, of course, it's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers have capable. Jeffrey Ledford and Chad Hawkins, they just put their fastest laps of the day here. As lap 127, we are now down to 24 laps to go. Dalton Steele enjoying what is a pretty decent run up front. Here comes Barker. He's got multiple trucks in front of him. They're now behind the slow truck. Sorry, not a slow truck, a lap truck of Greg Jolly, who we saw him almost lose it, do a great job to save it. But, I mean, this is a truck who is capable of being up here with these guys. He's just running his line. The 13 is trying to use the 01, the 01 is trying to get past the 13. He's got the fresher tires. Looks like he finally is able to complete that pass. And, wow, that was close between all those drivers. The 46 didn't want to see that. 21 laps to go right now. The gap for Dalton Steele back to Christopher Barker has only continued to extend as he is using that fresh air to his advantage. 20 laps to go here. A ton of fun watching these drivers. We're going to go ahead and hit our first Turn It Up session of the evening. Everybody, as always, if you're watching, make sure you've got headphones on. It will get loud, but enjoy yourselves. All right, we are back here live from Bristol Motor Speedway. Loving the view we get of all these trucks battling, duking it hard. You see Daniel Love in that number 71 truck and the 52 Richard Hartman battling hard right there for 7th. We got a spirited battle back here, three-way battle between Greg Jolly, Chad Hawkins, and Matthew Aces. Wow, there was almost contact between Chad Hawkins and Matthew Ace there.
With just 12 laps to go, look who's out front. It is the 45 of Dalton Steele. Finally cracking that first position here, which is 11 laps to go. Now, can he hold it off? I think so, if we run green. He has a tremendous lead over second place.
Yeah, Ryan Holmes right now in that number 22 truck are currently up 10 spots. Not your biggest mover. That would be the number the 01 Ford of Jeffrey Ledford, who is a man on a mission as well. He is tracking down Ryan Holmes. He wants second by the end of this one. Richardson has done a great job of holding on for 4th, and then Barker is right behind, where I think exactly what we thought and what we saw happen to Matthew Ace. The 46 is just stalled out, and probably the only time he wishes a green flag run didn't happen, and it happened right here when he needed to try to make up spots. Now, granted, 8 laps to go. There's still time in case something happens where he can make up those spots. But right now, Dalton Steele, not only is he looking like the man on point with the distance, but he's just picking them up and putting them down lap time wise.
To be honest with you, Angel, I think Dalton Steele is trying to get his laps down as fast as possible so a caution doesn't come out. He wants to get to that white flag as soon as possible. Now, with 6 laps remaining, right there you see a battle of the 71 of Daniel Love right there with Richard Hartman III and Chris Ramsey.
Yeah, I think you said it best. He is just trying to make this go as quickly as possible. As quickly as he can put them down, quicker he is to that coveted white flag that he is hoping to see. And in reality, I mean, what else are you gonna do? You gotta go as hard as you can. And I think Jeffrey Ledford, that's what he did, allowed him to jump all the way up to the 3rd position. Now, guys, Jeffrey had actually pit along with Barker that time around, so Jeffrey did a better job of getting through the field than your pole sitter, and I think that has to do with the fact that Barker was your pole sitter and spent a good 60 to 70% of this race up front, so he didn't have a ton of really timed around of these other drivers trying to pass them. And the 13 and 46 almost make contact. Wow.
Just 2 laps remaining here. The 45 of Dalton Steele is getting ready to take that white flag. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
The 00 loses it in front of him.
Steele. Just barely misses that, but the 45 of Dalton Steele coming out of turns 3 and 4. Angel.
Dalton Steele, he's going to come home with the victory here at Bristol Motor Speedway. For the James Wagner's Welding 150, Ryan Holmes, Jeffrey Ledford, Tim Richardson. He's going to come home with a top 5. Ecstatic for him. We just had some bad luck. Chris Ramsey in 5th, and Barker will actually drop to 6th right there at the end. I don't know what may have happened, but that the dirty air was not Barker's friend. And, man, the guy who dominated the race will not win this one.
Good job by the 45 of Dalton Steele here, winning at Bristol, holding off that 46 machine of Christopher Barker there.
It's alright, that's... Well, Dalton, you did exactly as you said you would. You wanted to pit at the right time, save your tires for the right time, and just take off when you could. What a perfect time for a green flag run.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, bided my time, pretended to be like a 3rd place car, and then turned it up at the end and was able to pull away from him. Just lucky that it happened the way it did. And
that was just unreal. I mean, and even then, Barker, who really was just seems to be lights out, the fastest driver here tonight. Just stuck in traffic, was really never able to make his way through. I mean, he would fall, he would finish only in 6th place. So, and of course, just where the cautions fall at that point. But Dalton, run us through what was going on in your head over the final 10 laps, knowing that there's been caution after caution in this race, and you just wanted to see that white flag.
I was just hoping no caution, no caution, no caution. Just trying to save the little bit of tires I had, because I turned it up to 100% there on that last green flag run so I could get a big old gap. So that way any tires that they had that pitted, and any fresh tires that they had would have been burned up by the time they got close to me.
Well, I mean, and that's exactly what Daniel mentioned as well, that, you know, you were a man on a mission. You were just trying to put them down as quickly as you could to try to finish this race as quickly as you could. So, Daniel, what you got here for our race winner tonight before we let him go celebrate?
Congratulations, Dalton. You did excellent. We interviewed you earlier. You seemed kind of worried, but what are your expectations heading into next week now that you got Bristol under your resume?
I don't remember what next week is.
We're Iracing Super Speedway next week. Back to the high bank, so we get our second familiar track of the season finally.
I don't know. I haven't had good luck at Iracing Super Speedway, but I mean, I'm always up for a challenge. We'll just see how the dominoes fall.
Okay, there you go, Dalton. We'll go ahead and then let you let us know who you want to shout out, any sponsors, friends, and family, and then we'll let you go celebrate. What is this, victory number 7 for the Roughneck Racing Series?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping track.
Oh, but you know, we like to keep track somewhat at least, Dalton. So go ahead and thank your sponsors and friends.
Yeah, I'd like to thank SVT and Roughneck for letting us race in their league and having fun with it. I'd like to thank all the racers that came out tonight. Protects all, our SVT sponsor. Also like to thank Ryan Gomes for making this race. He's a good buddy of ours, me and Johnny's, and we like to have him around. He can't always make it, but whenever he's in there, he always makes it interesting.
We all have those friends that when they join, they are without a doubt interesting. Dalton, thank you very much. Congratulations again. We'll see you next week at iRacing Super Speedway. Let's go ahead and carry that momentum in for some good luck.
Hopefully, thank you.
All right, that was your race winner, Dalton Steele. Let's go ahead and, speaking of Ryan, let's go ahead and bring him in here. Ryan, this is Angel and Daniel here in the SRM broadcast booth. I hope I didn't spend the entire night butchering your name.
I'll have to go back and check it out, but I bet you got it right.
Oh, man. So, well, Ryan, great job tonight. You're going to come home with a second place finish. Was this anticipated for you, second place finish, or did this kind of come out of the woodwork for you?
Yeah, I really hate this place. I think they need to throw dirt on it and leave the dirt on it for good. No, I didn't have really any expectations. Didn't get any practice laps in before qualifying, and just spent a good portion of the race knowing I had to save tire, and I know everybody's pushing it pretty hard, but I mean, we were right there at the end where we needed to be with enough meat on the tires to make a good run.
Yeah, I would say that's quite the right way to put it there. Ryan, I have to ask, where is this hometown from?
It's actually Northern California. They're almost by the Oregon border.
Got it. There we go. And how do you pronounce it?
It's Arcata.
Arcata. Okay, I definitely messed that one up too. So, but I've never said my English was very good. So, Ryan, I know that you're gonna have some people here. We're definitely rooting you on here in the YouTube chat. But let us know who your sponsors, your friends and family are. Shout them out, and we'll let you go celebrate this podium finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to thank you guys first off for doing it, announcing the Roughneck for putting on this league. This is an awesome league. I mean, I really like the schedule they got together. These SVT guys for letting me come in here and race with them some. So, yeah, and Dalton for just kind of, when I got behind him, I just trusted I was going to follow the line he was running because he was so fast. So, yeah, just thank all those guys.
Yeah, he definitely gave you a shout out for making the racing entertaining for them, or keeping their chat entertaining. So, Ryan, congratulations. Love the paint scheme. Look very nice here tonight. We hope to see you next week at iRacing Super Speedway.
All right, thank you, Angel.
All right, Daniel. Well, we only have one more driver left. That's Jeffrey Ledford. So let's go ahead and find him and let you take it away.
Hello, Jeffrey. It is Daniel and Angel on the broadcast with you.
Hey, Daniel, Angel, how you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Top 3. That's a good night at Bristol, ain't it?
A very good night. Now that we have Bristol out the way, we're heading to Iracing Super Speedway. What are your expectations heading for next week?
I don't know which one I was more scared of, Bristol or the iRacing Super Speedway, because it's Bristol, but a lot longer. It's the same thing, man. Tight corners, big banks. I think it's going to be interesting. We'll just say that. I hope to get another top 3 next week and just keep climbing back into points and make up for those that dirt track and the road course where I had some equipment failures on me, and just start chipping away at that point lead and get back up top.
Can you give an explanation to our fans here on Sim Racing Media how your car was handling tonight?
It started off fairly loose on the first 5 or so laps. For me, I could not run the bottom. My partner Chris was running the bottom. He said it was doing good for him. I couldn't do anything on the bottom until late in the run. It was just too loose for me. The only problem was everybody was running the top. So I think twice I tried to go to the bottom and I lost it. And there at the end, we pitted and got tires and got caught up in traffic. And I wish I could have saved a little bit and go up there and give those guys a run to the top 2. But yeah, we just didn't have any tire left at that third. I'm proud of that. That's just what we had left in us.
All right. Well, congratulations on a top 3 finish. Hopefully, you get a win next week at iRacing Super Speedway, but it's unpredictable there as well. So, but again, congratulations on top 3. We can't wait to see what you can do next week.
Yeah, if I can, I want to give a shout out to my partners here. I got James Wagoner Welding on board this week. They've been a great sponsor with the series altogether and me. I also picked up a new sponsor this week with njbdesigns.com. They're the ones that came up with this beautiful paint job I'm running this week. Again, that's njbdesigns with 2s.com. If you reference me, you actually get a discount on your paint jobs over there. So those guys are doing some pretty slick jobs, and they got their website up, and you request it through Discord, and they'll throw you something together really quick and sharp.
There we go. For those watching, we do have just a view of the back of the bed of his truck for Jeffrey Ledford, so you can see how it's spelled NJB Designs with that extra S.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate you. Congratulations on your top 3 finish. Absolutely. We'll let you go celebrate. Thank the fans, friends, and family for watching, and good luck. We'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
All right, let's get Jeffrey back to where he is. Hopefully we send him to the right spot. We'll go over now our race results here. Give it just a moment. Here he goes. So Dalton Steele, of course, taking home his another victory here for the Roughneck Racing Series. Ryan Holmes in second. Jeffrey Ledford, we just finished speaking to, in third. Tim Richardson, I am almost bummed out we don't get to speak with him here. So he'll have to go ahead and get himself a top 3 finish next week at ISS so we can get a chance. Very happy for him to get a good run. Chris Ramsey in 5th. Chris Barker going to finish out. Christopher Barker finishing out in 6th. Daniel Love in 7th. James Wagner in 8th. Richard Hartman in 9th. And Don Nichols in his debut here in the Roughneck Racing Series going to round out in the top 10.
Outside your top 10, 11th place is Greg Jolly. 12th place, Matthew Barker. 13th place, Chad Hawkins. 14th, Matthew Gall. 15th, Johnny Hurst. 16th, Ty Tafford. 17th, Stephen Shue. 18th, Larry Fairman. And your last place driver tonight from Bristol is Thomas Sly.
Well, we do want to thank everybody for coming out. Watching this race with us was a fantastic time, as always. I want to thank everybody for joining us, of course, in the YouTube chat. Next week, as we mentioned, we'll be here from iRacing Super Speedway. So all the fun of Daytona and Talladega, except we have a more track, wider track, and the bank. Or the banking is unreal. It'll be an exciting race. Be sure you're checking us out next week. Same time as always, 7:20 p.m. I'm going to go ahead and sign off here from the Sim Racing Media Network and for the Roughneck Racing Series. With my broadcast partner, Daniel Paulus, myself, Angel Santiago, I want to thank everybody once again for joining us tonight. Have a great evening, and as our late great commentator Tony would always say. As you go through life, remember, don't play through traffic. And have a great evening, everybody.